You've got to tune to 90.3 FM, KEXP, and streaming worldwide at KEXP.org. Music from Depeche Mode. And I'm Larry Rose, and I'm very excited to have the Young Evils live in the KEXP studios. How you doing, guys?
All right, how are you, Larry?
Awesome. I would love to hear some songs from you. All right, if you have some.
We're going to play some then, I guess.
That'd be awesome. Thank you. It's the Young Evils, and you have a new EP.
We'll see you in the morning.
Let's go.
We'll see you at lunch.
False start.
Woo! We'll see you at dinner. Woo! That song was called Renegades. This one is called Get Your Guns.
Push until your hands get
It's the Young Evils live on KEXP. Man, wow, that sounded great.
Those are our new songs, Larry.
Couple new songs from the new album False Starts. It's a new EP, and it's out tomorrow, right?
Out meaning you can get it on iTunes.
On iTunes, okay.
We couldn't afford vinyl this time. We have no label, no management. We have no money.
Got nobody.
Well, iTunes,
we ain't got nobody.
Well, we'll get into that, but would you like to do some quick intros?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie.
Hi, Mackenzie.
Michael Lee.
Hey.
Michael, hi.
Scott's behind the drums, but he doesn't have a microphone.
Hello,
Brendan doesn't have a
Scott.
microphone either.
Well.
So we have Scott and Brendan. They're brothers. Scott on drums, Brendan on bass. So we have brothers in the band.
Right on.
Then we have a married couple in the band between Kenzie and I.
I have heard that, yes.
Yes.
And
Michael, what are you?
Who are you?
And Michael. My name backwards is Jort Noslin.
Jort Noslin, yes.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with Jort Noslin. And Jort Noslin does a show here on KEXP?
That's true. Saturdays, 3 to
yes.
6.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I want to get into that, but I want to go back in time a little bit and just talk about the Young Evils.
Yes.
So you guys put out your first album back in 2010, and it was called Enchanted Chapel.
Yeah.
And I love the record. Maybe more acoustic, maybe more magnetic fields,
Very
maybe
much.
some Vaselines, maybe some Vaseline covered magnetic fields. I don't know.
All that stuff.
But great record. And then
Thank you.
a couple years later, an EP, and that EP was called Foreign Spells.
Yeah.
A little bit darker.
Little darker.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we
More
first.
in this realm.
Yes.
When Kenzie and I first did Enchanted Chapel in 2010, it was very acoustic, very poppy. It was like we were pretty much doing it on our own. We had our friend Cody helping us out and Mackenzie's stepdad Barrett.
Okay.
But it was really just, we wrote them in the songs in an apartment.
Well, and to be fair, it was like all those songs sort of came from a time before Troy and I were ever like hanging out outside of work. So
Okay.
it was sort of like he had conceptualized this whole project and wrote all the songs for it, and then we all came in to like help
Right.
flesh
Yeah.
out the dream. And then later it was like, okay, well, what kind of music do I want to be making, and you, and then the other people in the band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the original record, the
forth.
first record, was sort of a concept. It was almost like an art
Sure.
piece where, like, can I write acoustic pop songs? Because it's something I've never done, and I love the Vaselines, I love magnetic fields,
Yeah,
I love the
yeah.
Violent Femmes. It's like, can I make a record like that? Because I've spent my whole life making like noisy music.
Sure.
I was a metal kid.
Yeah.
And so we did it. Once we did it, then once Kenzie and I started, hanging out more, we started to realize what kind of music do we really want to make, and
then move more toward this.
more towards that sound.
Yeah.
So yeah, we like that first record too, but.
I still love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but we
yeah.
definitely just have to keep evolving and moving, and
Sure.
I knew things were going to get fuzzier and darker. It's just inevitable. And Michael Lee joining the band was a huge change too.
That was a big part of it.
Big
yeah.
part of
yeah.
it.
And I mean, no matter how whatever format you're using, the songs are very infectious.
Oh,
like from the
thank you.
first record to now.
I just love pop songs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
writing.
I would say that it's like across the board, we just try to make pop music,
Yeah.
but
But making pop music,
just with electric guitars now.
it's hard to find that spot where it's like pop music and then it's like cheesy.
Right.
And like if you can find that spot, and I'm always just constantly shooting arrows at that target. Some are a little more on, some are a little more off, but it's a fun challenge.
Sure.
I actually find it just as challenging to make a good pop song as it is to make like noisy avant-garde, stuff. I find it equally,
No, I think it's true.
equally as tough.
Well, definitely earworms on all the records.
Thank you, Larry.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask about the current record. There's a backstory there, pretty big backstory. So I wanted to get into that a little bit. So after you put out Foreign Spells, can you pick it up from
What's
there?
the abridged version?
Yeah, maybe.
Michael, will you
that'd be
handle
good.
this one?
No.
Starting with Jason Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. Where did it start?
So we put out the Foreign Spells EP,
Right.
and then
Marco Collins, who's done
Yeah.
some stuff
Yes.
here. He's a pretty famous local DJ.
the week it came out.
Put a Facebook post up about dead animals.
Dead Animals.
Yeah,
First
we,
single.
yeah, we have a song called Dead Animals.
Yeah,
from
a
that
very
EP.
catchy, poppy,
Thank you.
infectious song as well.
And another Seattle guy, or former Seattle guy, Jason Reynolds, heard it, and he happened to be doing A&R for a small label, kind of small label, a label
Yeah.
called Fairfax,
Okay.
out of Los Angeles, which was a subsidiary of Universal. So,
And they had Broncho on their label.
Right.
Yeah, Broncho,
you
yeah.
can't go wrong.
So we're like, oh, this must be cool.
yeah, for
right.
sure.
So we ended up signing a deal with them and going to Los Angeles to do a record at Sound City.
Oh yeah,
And that was
which is a very famous studio where Nirvana, Recorded
Made
Nevermind.
Yep, Fleetwood Mac,
Yeah.
Tom
Rumors.
Petty. But Dave Grohl just made that documentary.
Right.
So getting to record there was like a
Yeah.
childhood.
What was that like?
Childhood dream come true. I was like, really? This is what's happening?
Yeah.
Because Nirvana, I'm a Nirvana kid.
Sure.
So, changed my life. Kurt Cobain was my John Lennon, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Did it bring out a different sound in the band, just being in that studio?
We'd like to think so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so,
I mean-
because the drum room, once we heard those drums, that's when...
Yeah.
When we heard Renegades, the new song Renegades, for the first time, like Eric Wenberg played drums on that song. When we heard it in that room, we were just like, oh, okay, that's what we are doing now, I guess. Yeah.
And I heard you had a special guest on the record.
We had a couple, actually.
Did.
So the producer, the guy who produced these songs, Kevin Algunis, who did the Cold War Kids records and stuff, I wore a Def Leppard T-shirt to the
It was
studio
like the
one day.
first day.
Yeah, and he goes, do you wear that ironically, or do you actually like Def Leppard? I'm like, the first 4 records are amazing.
I
was
agree.
like, amazing. And I was like, it might not be that popular amongst my friends, but I just love them. I always say Def Leppard is like Tron music. Like, I love it. So he was like, I know Phil Collin from Def Leppard. I know his manager. He goes, I bet you $100 I can get him to play on your record. And I was like, I don't believe you at all. Like, no way.
And was he just hanging out down there? Was he recording? Was
He did it in Vegas when
Oh,
Def Leppard was
serious?
doing the
Oh,
Vegas
wow.
show. Like, literally, so we never got to meet him, which kind of sad.
Okay.
But, we sent him the song, and then I think some interviewer asked him what he's been working on, and he totally plugged.
Yeah, on Twitter or something.
No way. Wow,
Yeah,
that's so
and he
great.
He's like, oh, I just played on this Seattle band.
Yeah, and then also what we haven't made more known, because I don't think any of his guitar parts, we didn't release any of the songs yet, but who else played on Billy Idol's guitar player?
Steve
Stevens.
Stevens.
Oh, really?
He plays
No way.
on a couple tracks that we
Oh,
haven't
wow.
released yet.
Okay.
I have to say the best thing the collaboration that we walked away from doing those songs was Jeff Babco, who does all the keys on the Another Tragedy song that's on the EP.
Yeah, which I love that song.
And he's the all the keys on that are him, and he's Jimmy Kimmel's keyboard player. But he came into the studio one day, and it was just like
He killed it.
Oh
He
my
plays
God.
on more than just that song. Though.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
plays on a bunch of them. Jeff Babco, we got to give props
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
He was great.
And the engineers, Cliff Norrell and Gavin Paddock.
Yeah.
So let's pick up the story. So after you recorded the songs, then what happened? The label kind of fell
kaput,
apart,
right?
Yeah.
Just vanished
Universal
overnight.
pulled the plug on him.
Yeah,
So
it
we
was.
were
I think we were here and we were waiting to mix the record, and it was had been a couple months, and we were just, it was 2012 when we released the Foreign Spells thing, and you
Right.
just want to when
Yeah.
you have these songs and you're excited about them, you just want to get them out to people
And we had already been playing some of these songs for rehearsing
yeah,
quite
like a
while
year
for
and a half.
Spell.
So
Yeah.
we were in limbo, and
Yeah.
we couldn't put anything out. We couldn't make any new videos. We couldn't do anything because we're like, does that mean everything's null and void contract-wise?
Right.
Then we heard rumors, Universal might upstream you to just Universal proper, and we're like, well, do we want to do that? That's pretty too huge for we're shooting for medium-sized ground here, and so then we
But
find
at the same time, it's if that's the only
Sure.
we
So
would have.
You just want to
avenue
get the
that's
music
presenting
out.
itself to you,
Yep.
you're like,
Yeah.
okay, well, we'll see where this goes.
Exactly.
And then,
We would have followed that road too, which we've did, because
Yep.
then we found out via Twitter it was Universal adds the Young Evils to their roster, and we're like, really? That's how we found out. Nobody told us
On
So
Twitter.
We knew that was weird.
That is
and
weird.
not right.
That's really weird. So at that point you were like, I just want to put the record out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And then we tried talking to some.
Yeah.
There was nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
And
But
I think nowadays there's so many it's kind of been exposed, the whole major label thing, their game plan, their tricks, the things that they do with bands. It's everyone has told their stories of what has been happening
Yeah.
over the last 20 or more years. So when that stuff started happening to us, we just kind of were like, well, what are we doing here? And if no one's going to move on this, and we just want to work with people that are excited about the music as much as we are, and if you're not excited about it and you're not hearing something that you want to move on,
Right.
let's
We were
just go our
aware that
separate
it's not a
ways.
news story, but you still want to believe that it's not
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
story, and then it is.
And when you have people telling you this is what's going to happen, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, and
Right.
then
Months and months and months
You
go
know.
by.
And then you were able to get rights.
We got out of
To the
it.
songs.
So we just we got
thanks to a really awesome lawyer.
awesome lawyer and
Nice.
the awesome help that we had at the time. They got us out there just they want out. We got out of it. No money owed. We got
Yeah,
to
that's
walk
great.
with the recordings.
Yeah.
Actually, in the end, it's not a pity story or anything, and
No.
we're more than happy
That's
to
great.
to be.
We got to go record songs at Sound City. I mean,
No,
that in
yeah.
itself is a
Yes.
dream come true. So
What
if we
more?
sort of waited a little while to get the music out, it's we still had
Yeah.
good times.
So it's a kind of a rebirth, and we keep every 2 years. I swear, this band just is like it's a new band, and here
Sure.
we are again.
And
here we are now.
Yeah.
Entertain us.
And it sounds like you have a bunch more songs
We
that
do.
you haven't released
Oh,
yet. So
tons. We can't wait to record more, release
just-
more, and
that's great.
did the guy Shane Stonebeck who did the Foreign Spells EP? We just finished doing about 3 songs with him, so that'll
Yeah.
be the next thing.
Great. So
and that guy is amazing.
But that's why we call it False Starts.
yes, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah. Well, you guys, the new EP sounds great, and looking forward to more music from Young Evils. You got a couple more songs for us?
You bet.
All right. It's the Young Evils live on KEXP, where the music matters.
Every night I walk on the line, it's a wire. This desperation will never end. Waiting for the line to bend. Every time I jump in
The Young Evils on 90.3 FM KEXP, man. That sounded great.
Thank you, Larry.
A couple more songs from the new EP, False Starts, which will be out on iTunes tomorrow.
and Easy Street, right? Easy Street.
And Easy Street.
And
And
the
Yeah,
Sonic
we'll have
Boom. We're going to take some.
Yeah, we'll have some
Sonic
We're
physical.
going to take some copies there right after this.
Right on.
actually.
Just
You
in the little cardboard, we stamp the cardboardy things
Nice.
and the homemade things.
Those
We're
are
gonna
the
bring,
best. Those are the best.
They are. Those will
ways
be
to
at
buy
Easy
CDs.
Street and Sonic Boom, and then
And then we're playing Wednesday night.
At the Pacific Science Center?
we're playing
in the
la-
Laser Dome.
in the Laser
We're
Dome.
doing-
Will there be lasers?
Yeah,
Yes.
happening at the
That's a
So-
laser show.
No
you
way.
know,
That's crazy.
You won't be able to see us. It's going to be pitch black
Sure.
except for like during one song, but it's going to be a laser show curated to our set with our good friends, the Hoot Hoots.
That's
And then we
right.
also got the Tractor Saturday the 29th with
29th.
Black Whales.
Yes.
for their
The
record
Saturday
release.
after
That is
Thanksgiving.
going to be great as well. And watch out for the lasers on.
That's why I'm wearing these sunglasses.
always-
I thought
always a
today
good
was
idea.
the laser show, and I had the dates
Right.
mixed up. And
Well,
it
I have
was-
those, laser beams out of my eyes that sometimes come. Never
You
mind.
do. Larry, did you see what I have on my shirt? It's
You can't talk about that on
we
the radio.
can't. No, we can't. No,
Here,
we
we'll show
really-
it. We'll show it on camera so that the video, when anyone watches the YouTube, they'll know that it's actually it's Larry's cat.
It is my cat.
Or,
Yes.
or his
Cute.
Peter.
Here, I'm gonna pet your little kitty.
That is so nice, Troy.
Yeah.
Thanks, you guys. Thanks so much. You guys sounded great, and
Thanks so much, Larry.
Yeah, and I'm always excited when there's a new Young Evils album out,
Awesome.
and here it is. And,
Thanks for waiting
and,
2 years.
Yes, and just want to remind you that Noslin Yort every Saturday afternoon from 3 to 6 here on KXP. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, you guys. This is KEXP Seattle.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.